Well, you know, they call you KKK. They did me. I think it's honor, right?
How do you react to that?
Well, you know, they call you KKK. They did me. I think it's honor, right?
Well, from
it means we're doing something.
Just so the right people are doing
it. Means
it.
We're doing it.
In the past 16 years, under Joe Arpaio, Maricopa County has paid out $43 million in lawsuits for abuse and neglect by the Sheriff's Office. $5.5 million have been paid for plush executive suites for the Sheriff and staff. And how much money has been devoted to serving the 40,000 outstanding warrants? Now, do you feel safe?
There's certainly been plenty of reaction to a doctored photograph of Sheriff Joe Arpaio being circulated through email. The image shows the sheriff dressed in a KKK robe, holding a noose. The picture created apparently because of the sheriff's tough stance on fighting illegal immigration. An email containing the picture was sent to media outlets by immigrant rights advocate Elias Bermudez.
Now, both gentlemen are joining us tonight on Arizona Nightly News to discuss this controversial photo. Sheriff Arpaio, last night when we talked to you, you were outraged by whoever created this photo. What are your feelings today? Are you now personally angry with Mr. Bermudez?
Yeah, well, we have a little history, he and I think that the picture will become clearer as time goes on regarding his activities. But let me say this, when he had his press conference at Supervisor Wilcox's Mexican restaurant, he accused me of being associated with the Third Reich Germany, where they were encouraging people to report the Jews. And now he's putting out this vicious piece of garbage to the whole world.
Mr. Bermudez, whose idea was this picture, and don't you think that things are tense enough without distributing a photograph like this? And are you saying, with the sheriff in KKK garb, that you believe he's a racist?
I want to thank you for the opportunity, and I want to let the public know that the resending of that picture through the internet was truly a stupidity on my part, and I do apologize. I do apologize to the sheriff. I know he is upset about this, and a lot of public has been upset about this. But as I said on that resending of that picture, it is actually the true feeling to the eyes of the Hispanic community, because he is acting drastically and very vigorously and sometimes damaging against the Hispanic community.
Well, this has caused a lot of emotion. Sheriff, are you worried that you're a target now of people who might react violently to the KKK connection? Are you increasing your personal security?
First of all, I don't accept his apology, and I think in a very short time you'll know why. He's very good in saying something, and then he backtracks when he looks at what the public opinion is. And but we'll see. I'm not going to talk about security or other situations right now.
Is the sheriff's office investigating Elias Bermudez right now, Sheriff?
I'm not going to comment.
Why not?
Because I'm not. I don't think it's fair for him or me to comment.
One last question, Mr. Bermudez. You're saying that you regret painting the sheriff as a KK member to get your message across. You're saying now you thought that was a cheap shot?
I am sorry, I didn't really hear what your question was.
Did you think it was a cheap shot to send that picture out over the internet?
Yeah, in hindsight, it was not proper. It was not proper. Nevertheless, we have to understand that on a daily basis, people out there on the streets are fearing Mr. Arpaio, and I have asked, and I have actually gotten on my knees, and I've asked him to stop the intimidation and the true fear that he's instilling in our community. And he is very proud right now of having over 600 prisoners who have done absolutely nothing. They have not committed a crime, and they're still in jail.
Well, let me say that 690% have been convicted as a felon. I'm here to enforce the law. If the illegals, who are criminals, coming into this county don't like me, that's tough, because I'm going to continue to enforce the law.
Mr. Bermudez, I must ask you, it's a big about face since yesterday, just 24 hours ago. Why are you backtracking, number one, and number two, have you had any threats against you today?
Well, I'm actually, what I am saying, I am apologizing for the stupidity of sending that picture through, It is not getting away from the reality of what's happening. That was created by somebody else. I don't know who that person was, but by the same token, it was expressing an opinion as to how they feel and how many people feel in the community. Whether the sheriff is or is not a racist, that is for him to show.
What do you believe, Mr. Bermudez?
I believe that he is acting very aggressively against our Hispanic community, and I don't know the reasons why.
Do you believe he's a racist?
I do not.
Well, he sure doesn't look like it when he makes these comments and circulate this garbage. So I don't know where he's coming from.
And Mr. Bermudez, finally, have you had any threats against you today?
Yes, I have.
All right. And Sheriff, you are still not going to tell us if you're investigating. We're just going to have to wait and see.
That's right.
All right. Thank you both, gentlemen, for joining us tonight.
All right. Some interesting conversation. Joe Arpaio, Elias Bermudez, we appreciate you joining us.
Congratulations, Arizona, once again. Your grandparents elected a Nazi.
This when he had his press conference at Supervisor Wilcox's Mexican restaurant. He accused me of being associated with the Third Reich Germany, where they were encouraging people to report the Jews. And now to enforce the law. If the illegals who are criminals coming into this county don't like me, that Wilcox Mexican restaurant, he accused me of being associated with the Third Reich Germany, where they were giving Wilcox Mexican restaurant. He accused me of being associated with the Third Reich Germany, where they were giving to enforce the law. If the illegals who are criminals coming into this county don't like me, that Wilcox Mexican restaurant, he accused me of being associated with the Third Reich Germany, where they were giving
Congratulations, Arizona, once again. Your grandparents elected a Nazi.